Good day everyone, I'm Mayor Chris Mag-Aso, and for today we, the Bstm Section B, will going to present and tackle about consumer behavior in tourism industry and its significant factors. But before we proceed, let's have a brief overview about consumer behavior in regards to tourism industry. So consumer behavior in tourism industry, guys, is basically entails certain decisions, behaviors, ideas, or experiences that safety consumer requirements and wants, which is commonly referred as CB in short term. It's interested in all acts immediately engaged in procuring, consuming, and disposing of products and services, including the decision processes that precede and follow these actions. So it is actually one of the most researched areas in marketing and tourism, with phrases like travel behavior and tourist behavior commonly used to describe it. So as for today, guys, come and join us to unravel what are the significance factors that are involved in consumer behavior. Come on, let's go.
One of the factors of consumers' behavior is expectation. Expectation plays an important role in determining satisfaction, loyalty, and other post-purchase behaviors. There is a lack of consensus regarding the nature of the expectations involved in consumers' judgment. In one hand, expectations are defined as desires or wants of the consumers and relate to what consumers feel a service provider should offer rather than what they would offer. Expectation may be unmet, exceeded, or met during service delivery. According to the expectancy theory, a travel experience that meets or exceeds tourist expectations will be remembered positively.
Good day, I'm Maria Teresa Magparok, and I'll be the next reporter. So the second factor of consumer behavior is values. Values are thought to influence consumer behavior in the marketing field. Motivations, tourist destinations, and the experiential value of a trip are linked to consumer values. Consumer values significantly influence actions, attitudes, emotions, judgments, and behavior. The tourism literature focuses on two types of values. First is instrumental or external values, and the second is terminal or internal values. Instrumental or external values are the means by which we achieve our end goals. So examples include being polite, obedient, and self-controlled. Terminal or internal values are defined as our end goals. For example, attaining self-respect, happiness, true friendship, mature love, family security, and equality. These are the goals that we work towards and view as most desirable. Terminal values are, thus, the desirable states of existence. Along with personal values, cultural and environmental values are discussed in tourism literature. Means to end theory is one of the most popular theories used to understand consumer values in tourism research, as it suggests that consumers have a cognitive hierarchy of means to achieve consumption goals. Critics argue that it may impose relationships between values and behavior that tourists may not recognize or understand. Few attempts have been made to comprehend these changes in both Western and emerging markets. So values is what every consumer ultimately pursues in an effort to address their needs and wants. From a consumer standpoint, value is essentially benefits versus cost. So it is what they get from what they have to give. So why value is important in consumer behavior? It is important because value may prove to be one of the most powerful explanations of and influences on consumer behavior. They can perhaps equal or surpass the contributions of other major constructs, including attitudes, product attributes, degree of deliberation, product classifications, and lifestyle.
So another factor of the consumer behavior is the perception of the consumer. It is the process through which one gathers, processes, and interprets information from the environment. How a consumer perceives a particular product, and it is important for the marketer in the sense that it will affect consumers' decision. So in other words, perception is a sensory experience of the world. And also consumer perception is defined as a process by which consumer sense a marketing stimulus and organize, interpret, and providing meaning to it. So another factor of a consumer behavior is the decision-making process. The consumer decision-making process involves 5 basic steps. This is the process by which consumer behavior evaluate making a purchasing decision. The 5 steps are problem recognition, information search, alternative evaluation, purchase decision, and post-purchase evaluation. So the 5 steps of the consumer decision-making process is problems recognition. It recognizes the needs of the service product. The second one is the information search. It is to gather the information of the decision making. Number 3 is the alternatives evaluation. Weights choices against comparable alternatives. The fourth one is the purchase decision. Makes actual purchase. And the last one is the post-purchase decision. It reflects on the purchase they made. The consumer decision-making process can seem mysterious, but all consumers go through basic steps when making purchase to determine what products and services will best fit their needs.
As stated, the self-concept is how an individual thinks about or perceives themselves. One way an individual can maintain their self-concept is through the consumption of products. In consumer studies, personality is defined as consistent response to environmental stimuli, or we can also say patterns of behavior that are consistent and enduring. An individual's personality helps marketers to describe consumer segments as it provides for orderly and coherently related experiences and behavior. Personality and self-concept are important parameters while studying consumer behavior. It helps us understand the market behavioral pattern and trends. So, there are 3 phases of personality. First, personality reflects individual differences. Personality enables marketers to categorize consumer into different groups on the basis of one or several traits. Second, personality is consistent and enduring. Both qualities are essential if marketers are to explain or predict consumer behavior in terms of personality. Third, personality may change. Marketers need to believe that the personality may change after certain life events like marriage or job promotion and accordingly target the consumers. Self-concept is the composite of ideas, feelings, emotions, and attitudes that a person has about their identity and capabilities. So, self and self-image. Self-image, the belief a person holds about his or her own attributes and how he or she evaluate these qualities. People have multiple selves, different selves in different situations. So, there are 4 different self-images. First, actual self-image, how consumers see themselves. Second, ideal self-image, how consumers would like to see themselves. Third, social self-image, how consumers feel others to see them. And the last one, ideal social self-image, how consumers would like others to see them. Self-concept is the image we have of ourselves. This image develops in the number of ways, including through our interaction with important people in our lives. Our self-perception is important because it affects our motivations, attitudes, and behaviors.
It also affects how we feel about the person we think we are, including whether we are competent or if we have self-worth. Self-concept tends to be more malleable when we're younger and still going through the process of self-discovery and identity formation. As we age and learn who we are and what's important to us, these self-perceptions become much more detailed and organized.
Consumer attitudes are an important aspect of the marketing environment since they may either help or hinder marketing efforts. In essence, attitudes are defined as a person's level of attractiveness or unfavorability toward a particular entity. It is a learned behavior that is based on the consumer's perception and judgment of important features or ideas about a specific thing. Individuals value beliefs, concepts, things, and behavior along qualities such as good to bad or like to dislike, based on their accessible beliefs, ideas, objects, and behavior. The attitude concept is heavily used in travel behavior research, with some studies evaluating attitude toward key qualities of an object and other measuring total attitude. More research into the effect of tourism is required. Emotional states play a role in attitude formation, as affective states have been found to influence evaluative judgments such as contentment, destination or brand loyalty, and overall satisfaction.
Another factors of consumer behavior are motivation and satisfaction. Motivation receives a great deal of attention from tourism academics, given its importance in marketing decisions such as segmentation, product development, advertising, and positioning. Motivation is perhaps best described as psychological or biological needs and wants, including integral forces that arouse, direct, and integrate a person's behavior and activity. Several theories have been developed to explain motivation, and early studies, such as those plugs, push-pull. The push-pull approach remains the most widely applied for explaining motivations, given its simplicity and intuitive approach. For example, tourists are pushed by their biogenic and emotional needs to travel and pulled by destination attributes. This process is moderated by factors such as involvement, imagery, and emotions. The push-pull approach is often used for market segmentation purposes with the aim of profiling visitors. Next factor is satisfaction. Satisfaction is viewed as a central consumer behavior construct because the extent to which consumers are satisfied influences future organizational performance in the form of, for example, profits, market image, and market share. By researching satisfaction and its mechanisms, marketers can obtain valuable information they can use in their attempt to influence satisfaction, either through strategic decisions such as segmentation and targeting or through manipulation of the marketing. Drawing on the constitutive and operational definition of satisfaction concepts, the researchers appear to agree on the constitutive definition of satisfaction, which defines it as an evaluation of or a judgment about a consumption event or its constituent parts. The operational definition is a more contentious issue as it involves establishing both the areas that are evaluated as well as the mental heuristics employed in developing satisfaction judgments. Heuristics and attribution, another contested issue within the operational definition of satisfaction, is the areas postulated to influence the degree of overall satisfaction. Two concepts, perceived value and service quality, are amongst the most frequently researched determinants of tourist satisfaction. Others use the push-pull satisfaction approach. These are tourists to evaluate the extent to which they are satisfied with a number of destination attributes, which is the pull factors, and or personal motives, which is the push factors.
Now let's move on to trust and loyalty. We are all familiar with trusted traveler programs that allow people to move quickly through airport security and immigration, formalities. But what about trusted suppliers who build loyalty and relationships? Do they exist in an environment of stressful travel and rising expectations? Negative examples abound of passengers being dragged off planes, guests being secretly filmed in hotel rooms, and add-on charges proliferating like weeds. Incidents such as this have encouraged regulators to intervene and set minimum standards for service delivery and compensation. Yet, it need not to be so. At the same time as some brands appear to be in a race to bottom, others are building and sustaining customers' relationships and reaping the benefits of greater consumers' trust. Now, the study of loyalty towards tourist behavior has not had the leading role expected, and considering of repeated visits to a specific place, and one of the factors that could increase the sense of loyalty is trust. Being so, knowing the role plays variable in loyalty, it takes on huge relevance from this point of view. The present study of analysis the existing relationship between trust and loyalty, considering a new configurations of trust. Specifically, a model is proposed where loyalty is determined by the level of trust in the tourist attractions, its services, and also people you may interact with the spot.
For us to be able to know more about the consumer behavior in tourism, let's watch a video about of some domestic and international travelers being interviewed by the tourism students.
Hi, my name is Umberto Lamante Jr. and we are from Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. And right now I have here Sir Doyle, and we're going to interview here Kim regarding about his experiences on traveling to other countries. So Sir Doyle, can you tell us about your experience on traveling abroad?
Yes, my experience, I got a chance to work in cruise line. So I get a chance also to travel to see the world for free. So in my first year in cruise, I was in Brazil. So I got the chance to travel South America, which is Argentina, Brazil, and those area in South America.
Okay, so basically the reason why you travel in other countries because you are working there. So I have here the questions, and number one is, what is the reason why you travel away from Philippines and travel to other countries?
There are two reasons for that. Number one, since if you are a traveler, basically you need to travel first within your country. And next one, once you explore your country and you're done with it, you need to travel abroad because you need to explore also different countries. For example, you want to explore Singapore because you want to see their culture, want to see places and understand their culture, food as well. So that's the reason probably exploring to other countries.
Okay, so let's move on question number 2. What makes you motivate to travel in different countries, and how can you say about the culture of other countries?
Okay, so basically now, you can see it in the internet and any platform that they are promoting their countries. Example, like in Asian countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, you will see them in the ads and the newspaper. So it motivates me also to travel and go there and visit those places and probably explore the food, learn their culture, their values as well.
For the question number 3, what particular product or food or things you bought from that specific place, and what inspired you to buy something like that?
When I was in Brazil, I saw the streets like they're selling jersey of a lot of jersey brands and at the same time teams in Brazil. So I'm a big fan of football. So I bought this jersey in Brazil. Those are my favorite football player. Example, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Those are my favorite players. So it's like I get a chance to buy that product there and maybe give it to my son or my brother. So also, like in Brazil, there is a sort of Cristo in Corcovado. There's a Jesus standing there. So I bought that small piece of I don't know, it's a Cristo type. It's more of a statue, and it symbolizes that you are a Christian or a Catholic, and you cannot found it anywhere. It's only in Brazil.
Question number 4. What can you say about the people?
Based on my experience, since you traveled and then you are new to the country, they are also hospitable since you're not from there. They welcome you as tourists as well, so they are good and kind also. If you ask direction, they will give you also, and will introduce you their local food. What are those types of food that they have? They will try to taste what's their delicacy.
And thank you so much for that, Sir Roy, for the experiences and for your time, and hope that I can travel also those countries that you have been visited.
My pleasure.
Hi, my name is Roan Kate R. Aviles, and I am from Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. And today I am here with Miss Ai Takimoto, and we are going to interview her about her experience here in the Philippines. Question. なんで日本からセブまで来ました？何が理由がありますか？
はい。When I know the plan to open the LCIC in Cebu, I thought that I contribute as a Japanese language teacher. I would like to help expand students' possibilities to the future.
So the next question is, なんでフィリピンのセブに来ましたか？何をやりますか？
はい。This is the second time come to Cebu. I expect the sea here. Especially, I like taking a nap and hearing the wave of sound. I want to know the quiet and beautiful beach here.
So here is the third question. セブで何の食べ物とものが好きですか？
はい。I eat Filipino food every day. I think the Filipino dishes agree with me. Especially, I like kinilaw with rice, like Japanese sushi.
So here is the last question, Sensei.
はい。
フィリピン人について何が言えますか？
はい。I think that they are friendly with smiles even if they see the people for the first time. They have an aptitude for customer service.
That's all. Thank you for your time, Sensei, with us, and thank you for sharing your experiences here in the Philippines, particularly here in Cebu City. And we hope that you will enjoy more here and staying in the Cebu.
ありがとうございます。
In this video, we will be able to understand more about the factors of consumer behavior in tourism industry.
Good afternoon, class. Our topic for today is about travel destination.
So these two countries are in my bucket list that I want to visit. But I prefer Japan because I already have a bit of knowledge about their culture, their people, and of course their language. And I also heard of some travel guides and some experts that Japan is one of the most leading economic advantages according to say jobs and also they are one of the most highly technological advantages. Like they have many like electronics like Sony and let's say more. So I prefer Japan and because I can easily find a job and also have stable income and also I can find jobs that I can select any of the jobs not like in other countries that it's so hard to find jobs, especially on my expertise. But even though I prefer Japan, I still also want to visit Spain because Spain is also one of my favorite countries to visit and also one dream to visit Spain and also my father's dream. I want to accomplish that even though it will take time and determination to visit Spain. Still, in the future, I want to accomplish it. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us more about your bucket list. You may now go to your trainer.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Welcome to LCX Restaurant. Do you have any reservation? Yes. Under whose name? Just give me some minutes ma'am, to check the reservation. Okay, ma'am. Table 4. Table 4. This way, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here's your menu. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Is your order? Pasta, spaghetti pasta. Enjoy your order, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. This is a survey form that for you to rate or give some feedback for our service here. I really love how the accountant by our table. And also their food, how they service us. And I really like their ambience. It's very nice and very convenient. I expect packages, but the service is good. Right? Yeah. for dining with us. Hope to see you again here. Thank you. Sociological and cultural, and gender, and lastly, psychological and perception, risk, and attitude.
What are you reading?
I'm reading Korean short stories. What about you?
Now I am reading Japanese language. So, what motivates you to learn Korean language?
I'm motivated on something that I read in this book that I want to visit Korea. And also I want to when I go there I want to taste their cuisine like kimchi, kimbap, and smart. And what about you? What motivated you to do?
Actually, I'm planning to work to Japan. So now I am here starting studying about Japanese language so that this coming December I take GLPT and 4 exam. Hopefully I will pass so that I can work to Japan to help my family.
Joshua, what drinks do you want to buy?
I choose Smart Tea.
Do you really like Smart Tea?
Yes, because Smart Tea, it gives nutrition, it gives vitamin C, and this is very this if you drink this, it is very normal to us.
Since when did you know about Smart Tea?
Since I'm 12 years old, because I choose this because when I am 12 years old, this is one of my favorite drink.
I see.
Good afternoon. 60 pesos.
I really like the staff here because so honest, you know.
Yes,
That's why I always buy here all my needs.
that's true. The staff here is so very honest and
Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something from this video.